Hello ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else watching. My name's Eric, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the BioShockHub. Today we have another article from a website that I haven't personally heard of, that being Escapist Magazine. If you want to read for yourself, I will put the article down in the description as always. The one thing that really caught my eye about this one is just the content of the actual article. It's really entertaining, and it's actually pretty thought-provoking, and you'll understand why here in a bit. It has nothing to do with the next BioShock. It's about BioShock 2 and Minerva's Den, so just so you know, just to clarify. Anyways, with that being said, let's jump straight into the article. Now, the following article states that BioShock 2 Minerva's Den puts you at the heart of a thought experiment, and that's where it really caught my eye. And I wanted to blindly react to you and give you my thoughts in real time. So obviously it's going to contain spoilers. If you have not played Minerva's Den, please click off, go play it, and come back to this video afterwards. So with that being said, let's move forward. Like its predecessors, the BioShock 2 Minerva's Den DLC is set in the failed underwater utopia of Rapture. You play as a Big Daddy, one of the hulking protectors for the city's corpse-harvesting children. The core premise of the story is straightforward. Charles Milton Porter and Reed Wall were two computer engineering colleagues that built the Thinker, a supercomputer that runs many of the processes in Rapture. As time went by, they both became obsessed with the Thinker and turned on each other. Reed Wall now believes its calculations, capabilities, will unlock the secrets of the universe for him. Meanwhile, Porter injected the personality of his dead wife into the machine and wants you to rescue it from Rapture. Now, I'm going to interject here. He was just testing out a lot using Pearl's voice. I wouldn't say he was trying to exactly 100% replicate his wife. I think he just wanted to hear from him, or hear from her again, because obviously the grieving process. As the story goes on, things get much more complicated. Earlier, you find out that Porter experimented with voice modulation for the Thinker, and that the machine may be self-aware, which I don't exactly think so, because it still is overall a computer. It just has that voice modification of Pearl when Porter activates it. You also learn that Wall framed Porter, and Porter was disappeared by Rapture's secret police. Eventually, you discover that the men who removed you in this way usually have had their memory wiped and come back as Big Daddies. All of the information you need to work out at the end is gradually placed right in front of you. And yet, it is still a shock to learn that the Big Daddy, Subject Sigma, that you're playing as is in fact Charles Milton Porter. The voice you've been hearing over the radio that you thought was Porter's is actually the Thinker's, mimicking the sound of Charles Milton Porter's voice, kind of like how it was doing with Pearl. This twist riffs on the main revelation in BioShock, and perhaps even anticipates the ending of BioShock Infinite. The series is also no stranger to lofty philosophical ideas, from the objectivism of Ayn Rand to free will to American exceptionalism, all of which have been discussed in detail elsewhere over the years. Nonetheless, Minerva's Den is notable as a demonstration of the power of video games to successfully put the player at the heart of a thought experiment. One distributed thought experiment is an idea in the philosophy of mind and languages, usually attributed to Gottlob Frege and John Perry. We can imagine it like this. A man named Rudolph has amnesia, and in particular, he does not know that he is indeed that man named Rudolph. He is in a library where he comes to read a complete biographical account of his life. Suppose he realizes, I am Rudolph. Does he discover something new about himself? Something that he didn't learn despite reading the complete biological and biographical account? If your intuition is that he does, then you may think the use of I and I am Rudolph is essential in some way. You cannot replace I with another term without losing some essential piece of information. The parallels with Minerva's Den are startling. You start off with no knowledge of yourself except that you're a big daddy. As you progress through the game, you're given all of the relevant information about Charles Milton Porter. And yet, when Reedwall looks at you at the end and says, "Porter, you have forced my hand," it feels like a revelation. Just as in John Perry's thought experiment, you seem to discover something new when you realize, I am Charles Milton Porter. Video games have laid out plenty of breadcrumb trails for the audience to follow before a big reveal, and employed more than a few characters with altered or lost memories, not least in BioShock and BioShock Infinite. But what stands out about Minerva's Den is its ability to leverage those tropes and the unique interactivity of video games to get more direct engagement with a thought experiment than would be possible in any other medium. As I played Minerva's Den, the sentence, "Porter, you have forced my hand," and the thought that I am Charles Milton Porter seemed like they were true statements about me, and therefore, they felt like they carried much more impact than the parallel, "I am Rudolph," in John Perry's thought experiment. I was physically involved in the thought experiment, not merely asked to consider it from the sideline. In this way, just as the "would you kindly" twist in BioShock changed us to think about the way we interact with games, so Minerva's Den challenges us to consider what video games can uniquely achieve with narrative form compared to other mediums. And this one was a very, very well written and a very well thought out article. My apologies. And this is by a man named Andre. Again, if you want to read the article for yourself and check it out, please do so and go show this guy some support. It'll be down in the description below. So ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else watching, I really do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, would you kindly drop a like? If not, you can dislike it. Just let me know what I can do to make the video better for you. If you're new here and enjoy BioShock content and want to see more, or want to watch future BioShock live streams, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to the subscribe button, and turn on all post notifications to never miss a future video or a future live stream. If you want to talk to me outside of YouTube or check out additional content, my social medias and my second channel are the best ways to do so. The links to those will also be down in the description below. With that being said, thank you all so very much for watching this video, and I appreciate you all. Take care, stay safe, and I will talk to you all in the next video.